Hello friends, welcome to Unique Designers. Today we are going to see the next stitch in our tutorial classes. We are going to learn about how to do French knot embroidery. For French knot embroidery, before telling about French knot embroidery, let me explain about the normal needles that I usually use. And I have provided these needles in the kit also. I have provided two of each of this needle, and I'll tell you what are the sizes we are generally using. This is Capoterra needle. Capoterra is the type of the needle. It is not the brand name. Ratna is the brand name and Capoterra is the type of the needle. And number is 6/0. This is the needle which we use generally for French knots and ring knot, bullion knot and cast on roses. For everything we use only this needle. If it is only thread work, we'll do this. And if we are going to do lavangam stitch with sequins or French knot with sequins, we will use this type of needle. This is Darner needle. This is the name of the type of the needle, Darner needle, and the number is 7. Okay, so this is for French knot and lavangam stitch with sequins, because in this needle you can use sequins along with this needle, but beads cannot be passed through this needle. So you are going to use this for French knot with sequins, number 7. And this is another needle. This is also a Darner needle. They will tell it in few packing it will be written as beading needle, and in other packings it will be like a Darner needle. And the size of this needle is number 10. This needle is especially used for zardosis and sugar beets, because sugar beets will not pass through this needle number 7. So it will pass only through this needle number 10. Even you can use number 12 also. 12 also will be okay for zardosi and sugar beets. This is a beading needle or Darner needle, size number 10. And this is the tapestry needle which is used for ribbon embroidery. This is this is available in number 18 and number 19. Now we are having only 19 size, and it is very comfortable for ribbon embroidery. Now I'll show each of the needle separately. So Capoterra needle will be like this. It will be little long one, and the eye portion of the needle will be little big size also, so that you can even pass 10 by 10 20 strands of threads in this needle. So this is Capoterra needle number 6. The next one is Darner needle number 7. Darner needle number 7 will be like this. Even this will have this portion, the eye portion will be little thicker, so that the sugar beads will not pass through this, but sequins will easily pass through this. So this is number 7 Darner needle. Next one is Zardosi needle, that is beading needle number 10. This is the very thin needle, so that the eye, you can check the difference in eye portion for the 7 and 10. See, there's a difference in the thickness, so that the zardosi and beads will pass through this eye portion. So this is number 10. You can use even a 12 also for this. Next one is the ribbon embroidery needle. This is the tapestry needle. See the name tapestry. And the eye portion will be very long, so that even a half-inch ribbon can pass through this very easily. So these are the 4 types of needle which we generally use for normal thread work and ribbon embroidery. For all these things we use these needles only. So let us start with the stitches, and I'll tell you how to thread the needle with the silk threads. So now we are going to use the silk threads for making the French knot stitches, and I'll tell you how to thread the needle, how to use the needle and thread together. We are going to take the silk thread like this and just pull the open end like this. Okay, you can take a little longer strand also, but for this frame size I'm using only a smaller strand. Now we are going to fold this place. This is the open end, and this is the thread along with the spool. So now we are going to fold it here and make it 2 strands. And again, when you reach the open end, this is the open end here, again make a fold here, and it will become 3 strands. Again another fold to make it 4, and then another fold to make it 5. So totally you have got 5 strands now, and cut the end here. Now we have got 5 strands of threads here, and we are going to pass all the 5 strands together into the needle. And we are using Capoterra number 6, needle number 6. Pass all the 5 strands together into the needle and hold the 2 edges and just make a knot together like this, a normal knot. So this is the way you are going to thread the needle for French knot, lavangam stitch, and all other thread work stitches. And you can see that the threads are like far away from each other. You can make it a little closer by just twisting the thread like this. Twist the two edges and then pull the needle to one side and the knot to the other side, so that all the strands will get into a single line. It will not become very tangy or anything. Okay, it will not get tangled. So this is the way you're going to use the needle and thread for French knot and other thread work stitches. Now let us start with the stitches. Okay, now I have threaded the needle with 5 by 5 10 strands of threads, and I'm going to start with the French knot. I've made dots here. Let us start from the middle dot. Take the needle from the downside of the cloth and pull it out fully. Now hold the thread with your left hand and hold the needle with your right hand. Place the needle on the thread here and take the thread above the needle once and below the needle once. Just a rotation around the needle, and then put the needle again inside the same point from where you have taken it outside. Not exactly the same, very close to the from the point where you have taken the needle out. And put the needle inside and hold the thread on the left hand very tight and pull the needle completely downwards and it will form a loop like this here, and make the loop, spread the loop like this and make it tighter, and don't leave it till the knot is complete. This is called French knot. Let me repeat again. Take the needle from the downside of the cloth and hold the thread like this with your left hand and needle with your right hand. Place the needle over the thread and take the thread above the needle once and below the needle once, and put the needle again inside the same point, exactly very close to the point from where you have taken the needle outside. And pass the needle through the cloth, pull it downwards and hold the thread with the left hand, which makes a loop like this, and don't let it go. Just hold it till the end, till the whole knot is made. Sometimes you may even get some single thread will be popping out like this. If something happens like that, you can pull the thread one by one from the downside. You are having nearly 5 by 5 10 strands, and if any one thread alone pops out, you can pull the thread, every thread one by one from the downside, and you can make it neat. The main thing you have to notice is that holding the thread in the left hand. This is the important part. If you don't hold the thread properly or tight, the knot will become very loose and it will not look very nice. All the knots should be of the same size. And if you if you want a bigger knot, you can use increase the number of strands. Now I am using 5 by 5 10 strands and I am getting this size of knots. And if you want the knots to be bigger, you can even use 6 by 6 12 strands or 8 by 8 16 strands. Like that you can increase the count of the threads. Let me complete this. This French knot is like a little time consuming work, because taking the threads and making it ready for the needle, that is also a time taking process, and even this knot work is also a time taking process. Sometimes you can do the filling of any motif with this single French knot work. It will be very rich and very beautiful work. Now I'll tell you how to make the knot, that is a completion of the stitch, how to complete it by making the knot under the cloth. Let me finish this dot also. I'll explain again. Keep the needle on the top of the thread. Take the needle take the thread over the needle once and below the needle once, and pass it through the cloth. Pull it downwards. Don't forget to hold the thread on the left hand. Make a loop like this and make it tight, and then pull it completely. This is the French knot. Let me tell you how to make the knot on the downside. Okay, now this is the downside of the frame. The thread will be coming out like this, and take the needle and again pass it from the downside to the top side. Hold the thread with the left hand without fail. Now take the needle on the top of the cloth and always have this loop on the left hand, and again put the needle very close to the point from where you have taken it out, and now the needle comes down again to the underside of the cloth. Now pull the thread, one of the threads. In this loop you are having 2 threads, and pull one thread. You cannot pull it, it is the one which is coming from the cloth, and the other one if you pull it will just come out. It is the thread coming from the needle. Just leave that thread and hold the one which is coming from the cloth. It should be tight like this, and put the needle inside. Make a 2 twists around the needle, and again pull the needle completely down, and don't leave this thread in the left hand. I mean, if you pull it completely downside, this loop on the left hand will go very close to the cloth and make a knot. This is how you make a knot for the French knot or any kind of normal needlework. This is the method you make the knot. And last you can cut out the thread like this. Okay. Now we have completed the practicing of the French knots. I'll give you a very small and simple motif for homework. Make a diamond shape like this. All these homework motifs are very simple, so that you don't have to make any tracing or anything. Just with freehand drawing you can do these motifs. A small diamond motif, and around this you can make it thicker by using the double color zigzag or normal thick zigzag. Any of the zigzag stitches you can use as the outline for this diamond. And then inside the diamond, make small checks like this. Just draw lines like this and make the lines with chain stitches, normal gold zari chain stitches, and again crisscross lines like this, and you will get small checks. And now actually my drawing is very rough, so that it is not equal. Well, I'll make another perfect drawing and upload the picture in the blog link so that you can do it for homework. And after you make these checks, inside every check you make a French knot. One knot here, the other one here, the other one here. These knots should be of the size of this box. It should not be very small or very big. After you finish the whole design, the gold zari should also be seen, and also these knots should also be seen prominently, which means the knot should not cover the gold zari. Okay, so I think you can understand what I'm trying to tell. The zari should also be visible, and the knot should also be trying to fill the boxes. Same way you can finish the whole box. And to practice a filling of French knots, you can make a flower here, a 4-petal or 3-petal flower. And the outline of these petals, you can do a double line chain stitch, or even if you have time you can do zigzag stitches. And then inside these petals you can cover the whole petal with French knots very close. Try to complete it with very close French knot stitches, all the petals. If you want, you can draw some extra leaves like this. And if you wish to practice some zari outline or zari filling stitches, you can practice in this leaf. Okay, so this is a very simple motif for homework. This is a very rough drawing. As I said earlier, I'll make a perfect fair drawing, and I'll mark the stitches, that is which stitch should be used, and I will send a picture in the blog. You can check the blog also. Keep practicing, and thank you all for watching. Bye.